Welcome to this edition of the El Segundo City Council Recap. I'm your host, Catherine Chen. Let's take a look at the items presented to the El Segundo City Council at their April 21st, 2026 meeting. During special presentations, Council presented 5 important proclamations. Council proclaimed May as Asian American and Pacific Islander Heritage Month and recognized the positive influence and numerous contributions Asian Americans and Pacific Islanders have made to the community. Cristabel Villena, chair of the city's Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion Committee, accepted the proclamation. Council proclaimed April 25, 2026 as Kiwanis El Segundo PTA Run for Education Day, honoring the run's 34 years of fundraising to support public education in El Segundo. Members of the El Segundo School District PTA accepted the proclamation and thanked the city's Public Works Department for its support of the event. Council declared April 29, 2026 as Denim Day to support education and awareness to prevent all forms of sexual violence. Council declared May 3rd through May 9th, 2026 as Professional Municipal Clerk Week and expressed appreciation to City Clerk Susan Truax, Assistant City Clerk Lily Sandoval, Records Technician Patricia Harada, and to all professional municipal clerks for their vital service. The final special presentation was a proclamation recognizing April as an awareness month for several causes. These were Sexual Assault Awareness and Prevention Month, National Child Abuse Prevention Month, Month of the Military Child, and Autism Acceptance Month. The proclamation concludes, "Let us all take this opportunity to educate ourselves, support one another, and continue building a stronger, safer, and more inclusive community for all." Colonel Andrew Dermanowski, commander of Space Base Delta III and the Los Angeles Air Force Base, accepted the proclamation. Council unanimously approved all the items on the consent calendar, which included a notice of completion for the pavement rehabilitation project and an agreement to conduct a water and wastewater rate study. Next was a public hearing to consider El Segundo becoming a charter city and the review of a proposed city charter. Assistant City Attorney David King explained that El Segundo is a general law city, but switching to a charter city would generally have the benefit of home rule over certain activities considered municipal affairs. Council discussed the proposed city charter and directed Attorney King to include language to prohibit gifts of public funds. Council approved the proposed city charter as amended and directed staff to schedule a second public hearing for June 2, 2026. Next, during staff presentations, City Clerk Susan Truax introduced a resolution adopting 2 policies related to Senate Bill 707, which amended the Brown Act last year in an effort to increase public participation in City Council meetings. One policy related to disruption of telephonic or internet service during public meetings, and the other was an administrative policy regarding the conduct of city meetings. These policies support the implementation of SB 707's requirement to establish a 2-way telephonic or audiovisual platform for City Council meetings. Council adopted the resolution. Public Works Director Elias Sassoon introduced a resolution designating and updating Preferential Parking Zone 3. In 2024, Council approved a resolution to establish a Preferential Parking Zone 3 as a pilot program set to expire in May 2026. Due to positive community feedback, staff recommended that Council make the program permanent. Councilmember Baldino amended the resolution to allow residents living on certain streets adjacent to Zone 3 to apply for a permit to park on the zoned streets. Council approved the resolution as amended. Next, Human Resources Director Rebecca Reddick brought resolutions that would make changes to the medical group for current and retired City Council members. Director Reddick explained that creating a separate group for retired and active council members would help segregate compensation for accurate benefit calculation and account for differences in how contributions are handled. Council voted unanimously to approve and adopt the resolutions. The final staff presentation was a construction change order for the plunge renovation project brought by City Engineer Cheryl Ebert. Due to unexpected change orders, an additional appropriation of $950,000 was requested to complete the plunge renovation. After discussion, Council voted unanimously to approve the additional funding and construction change orders. During committees, commissions, and boards presentations, Council announced new committee appointments. The Capital Improvement Program Advisory Committee saw 3 appointments: Matthew Goldade, Eric Kari, and Shane Smith. Valerie Green, Marcy Aldana, and Allison Sauer were appointed to the Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion Committee. Finally, Tridavesh Kadambi was appointed to the Library Board of Trustees. Next, Kevin McGay, Planning Commission Chair, presented the Planning Commission Annual Update for 2026. The Planning Commission conducted 5 study sessions with staff, including the Vision 2050 Land Use Element Update. They also approved major development projects, including the LA Sparks Performance Center and headquarters, as well as the downtown mixed-use project at Richmond and Franklin Streets, and a new office building in Smoky Hollow. Council received and filed the presentation. Tim Whalen, the president of the El Segundo Senior Housing Corporation Board, then presented their annual update and the proposed operating budget for the Park Vista Senior Living Facility, which is owned by the city and managed by a third party. Council voted to receive and file the annual report and unanimously approved the Park Vista operating budget. Finally, Recreation Parks and Library Director Ali Mancini presented amended bylaws for the Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion Committee to change their meeting dates from the second Wednesday of each month to the first Wednesday. City Council approved the amended bylaws. City Manager Darrell George provided an update on the city's ongoing efforts to address the mosquito issue and is continuing to work with Hyperion and Los Angeles County West Vector Control. For more information, please visit lawestvector.org or call 310-915-7370. City Manager George also reported on the recent activities related to Hyperion. South Coast Air Quality Management District received 23 odor complaints and issued no notices of violation for nuisance odors since the March 17th council meeting. Information about Hyperion can be found on the city's website at elsegundo.gov/Hyperion. To watch the complete City Council meeting for April 21st, 2026 and learn more about the agenda items covered, visit elsegundo.gov or watch the meeting on Channel 3. The next meeting will be Tuesday, May 5th.